We are many, those that live beyond the veil of darkness, where nightmares are born. Sanity knows no bounds. Madness thrives on the suffering of the dead, rotting the soulless in the souls of the weak. We have taken refuge here among the mortals, in hope of harvesting on the innocence. Tread lightly in the search for the voices and stories of the departed, for in the shadows hides the evil that lurks within. As the light dies and slowly becomes night, the realm of the spirits rule the world. In the darkness of your mind hides your own inner demons, brings to life your deepest fears. Do you have what it takes to speak to the dead? Do you accept your own mortality? In the search for life after life, have you ever seen a ghost, spirit, or demon? Have the lights flickered and the room became as cold as death itself? Maybe you have, maybe it was your own subconscious preparing you for death. Come spend some of what's left of your own existence in our search for the answers hidden behind the veil. Shed off the blinders and open your mind's eye. Listen to the story. We are they, we are incarnate, paranormal.
And what is up, everybody? How y'all doing? There's the camera fixed. Hope you guys had a great weekend. No, I did. I guess the hat just kind of gives it away. Super Bowl champions, back to back Kansas City Chiefs. Oh my God, what a game! Woo! Yeah, my heart rate was going through the roof, and I had a few cocktails. Okay, I had more than a few by halftime. But, anyways, hope you guys had a great weekend. Uh, yeah. Beyond that, today was rough. Uh, not only from the mild hangover, but a lot of people at work giving me a lot of shit. It's like, yeah, two of us at work are Chiefs fans. Rest are Cowboys, Browns, Raiders, Lions, Patriots, Niners, and Browns. I think I said. Needless to say, it was a wild game. Moose, how you doing, bud? You were rooting for the refs. Everybody I know, most of the people I know, were going for the Chiefs, even though they. What's up, TM? They didn't want to, but they didn't like the Niners. A couple of the guys I grew up with, well, got one's a Broncos fan, one's a Lions fan, one's a Niners fan. Needless to say, the Niners fan's going for, or the Lions fan is going for the Chiefs. And my buddy, like Pat, I've known him since I was 10. It's always Niners this, Niners that. Every time the Chiefs would turn over the ball, I'd get a text. Hey, we'll take that rock. We got the rock back. The rock is ours. You can't compete. We'll keep the rock. We'll run the clock down with the rock. The rock is ours. Hey, look, the rock crossed we got a touchdown with the rock. It's like, okay. Somebody's just being a sore winner and a major prick. So I don't egg it on. I don't. Not like I used to. I'm just like going, okay, obviously you don't know Mahomes and his last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter where he just lights it up. I'm just going to go, okay, this is going to be fun. Went into overtime, and he's like, hey, we get the rock first. All right, this is going to be fun. Went down to the last play, 3 seconds left, or 6 seconds left when we got that touchdown. 3 seconds left on the clock, and Niners got the field goal. So all we had to do was score a touchdown and win. It's like, all right, we got that touchdown. I texted him immediately texted him. I guess the Rock is staying in Kansas City. The son of a bitch has not texted me back. The son of a bitch has not texted me back. It's like, yeah, you got a little too cocky for your own good. Yeah, Chief D, I'm afraid we're going to lose a couple people. I'm afraid we're going to lose a couple people for the off season. I think we're going to lose Chris Jones and maybe somebody else. But you know what? I'm happy we went back to back. Mahomes got a little too cocky after it was over. He goes, yeah, we're not done. We're coming back for another one. I'm going, Jesus Christ. The game's not even 10 minutes over, and you're already saying you're going to three-peat. This day and age in football, not very likely. As much as I'd like to see it as a Chiefs fan, I don't know. Probably not. But anyways, guys, we left off Friday, 43 minutes into Dead's Recorder, DRO5X Night 2, up in Unit 13. Let's get to some audio. Chiefs are going to score the touchdown. Yeah. As soon as we got the ball, as soon as Mahomes did that little 30-some yard scramble, I knew it was over. It's like, yeah, this boy's fired up. I need something to hair of the dog. That play though, that last play. They stood there and watched him run it, though. Yeah, they did. They're like, is he really running it? By the time they realized he was actually running it, it was too late. They're like, motherfuckers, oh shit, get him. It's like, too late, 30 yards. I don't think they anticipated that. When he ran, they just stood there in shock. It's like, fucking really? It's like, ooh. Yeah, you don't allow Mahomes to do that. But then again, 49ers defense was spent, and I mean spent. The Chiefs have been cramming it down their throat all game. They wore that D down. And they only showed Taylor on the cameras 18 times. They had like a Taylor counter going. It's like, come on, really? Like uh, the biggest look of defeat was in George Kittle's face. He's like, they fucking did it to us again. I felt bad for Kittle. I'll be honest. And what's that other guy? Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa, his interview, I, I, I thought he was going to off himself right there. The look on his face, he was like, this is going to keep me depressed for a while. I'm going, huh. You made it to the Super Bowl. You're NFC champs. You got reason to be proud. But next year, Chiefs and Cowboys. I'm kidding. Yeah. Purdy, he's what? He's pretty much still a rookie quarterback. The guy has no playoff experience. And on the biggest stage in the NFL, being that young, quarterbacks like that don't come along very often. I'll give Purdy that. I will give Purdy that. The sun shone on the dog's ass with Mahomes when he lost the AFC Championship game, then came back and won the Super Bowl as a second-year quarterback. Next year, it's NFC is going to be rough next year. It's going to be the Cowboys, the Lions, the Packers, and Niners again. We'll see what happens. And hopefully the Vikings. I want a Kansas City, Minnesota Super Bowl. Either, and I hate saying this because I know I'll probably bite me. Either Kansas City, Minnesota, or Kansas City, Green Bay. So we can go back and have one of the first four Super Bowls. Kansas City lost to Green Bay, and Kansas City beat Minnesota. Super Bowl one, Super Bowl four. We had amazing history with this one. Like, and let me pause the audio for a second. Then, actually, I'll let it play. Super Bowl 58 for 58, Derek Thomas. Okay, let's get that side note out of the way. 58 for 58. That was big for me. Al Davis, owner of the Raiders, paid for Derek Thomas's funeral when he passed away. Al Davis visited Derek Thomas in the hospital. So this is why I'm not a Raider hater. So, Al Davis built the Raiders Stadium here in Vegas, and we win the Super Bowl in Raiders Stadium on Super Bowl 58 for 58. That is cool. That's cool for me. That's a Super Bowl right there. Okay, never mind. Just echo. Just echo. Aside from that, did you guys have a good weekend? Hopefully, y'all did. Anything exciting happened to anybody this weekend? It was good. Saturday, ran some errands. Sunday, got up, ran a couple errands, came back, uh, fixed one of those an oven pizza, just as a snack. Started marinating my chicken wings the night before Saturday night. I started marinating chicken wings. 5 pounds for the game. Had them ready on kickoff. Killed 5 pounds of wings. Had a few drinks and yeah, went to bed about 10 o'clock last night with yeah a little bit of alcohol in my system. So it was interesting. Killed a 4 pack of Atomic Duck and a 4 pack of the Moscow Mules. So I was fairly lit yesterday. I needed it. If it wasn't for the alcohol, I would have needed that defibrillator. Went to church, did a good deed Saturday. Guy didn't have money to pay for his groceries, so you paid the rest. That's awesome. That is freaking awesome. Somebody wants to come say hi to everybody. Jack, say hi to everybody, bud. And he's probably going to be an asshole. Will you sit your fuzzy butt down? If you're on a plane, you see your friend Jack, don't say hi because some shit may go down. Yeah. Oh. He just headbutted me. He just full on headbutted me. That little shit. This cat is strange. A perfect pet for you. Thanks, Moose. You should have seen, like, he spends a lot of time downstairs laying on the couch looking out the window. And I'm upstairs watching the game. I'm screaming at the TV. Every time I'd scream at the TV, he'd come running up the stairs to make sure I was okay. It's like, this freaking cat, I swear to God. He would literally come check on me. I've never seen a cat do that. Oh shit, Dad's yelling. That can't be good. Yeah, oh shit, Dad's yelling. Oh shit, Dad's yelling. Can't be good. You're right. It's like, I gotta make sure he's okay. He'd come upstairs, kind of cock his head, look at me, rub up against me, and go back downstairs. 2 minutes later, same thing. Right back upstairs, look at me, go back downstairs. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Yeah, I'd go to reach down to pet him or pick him up, and he'd just take off. Yep, he's good. I'll be back downstairs. Call me if you need me. God damn it, get the ball, you goddamn motherfuckers. And here he comes running upstairs. It's like, I definitely need to get a Jack cam. He's literally sitting here smiling. I've never seen a cat actually smile and show their teeth. All right, what do we got here? Something, maybe, hopefully, doubtfully. Whoa, God damn it, Jack. I knew you were going to pull that one. Heard something going on downstairs. He had to go check. He'll be back in a couple minutes. You know, it's not out of the ordinary with these door sounds, so unless we hear a voice, I ain't stopping. Unless it's just so definitive, we can't ignore it. Wow. These numbers just came out. The Super Bowl 58 is the most watched telecast in the history with a total audience of 123.4 million people. So that leads to one of only two things. People tuned in to see the Chiefs lose, or they're really just Chiefs fans and they can't admit it. Ah, I'm going for the second. The commercials, I didn't even watch the commercials. They're just background noise for me. The only I missed all the commercials. It was like I was doing a lot of work on here. So the Super Bowl for the most part was background noise until the third. I got to go back on YouTube later and see the Budweiser commercial. The only commercials that I just love are the Budweiser Clydesdale commercials. Then you go back, way back to the 80s with the Budweiser frogs. You know, Bud, Y, Zer. It's like, yep. Those frogs were freaking awesome. Because what was it like? $7 million for 30 seconds? All right, after the show, I'm gonna have to go back and check out the best of the commercials. Like the guys at work we're talking about today, it's like, oh, the new Deadpool. It's like, oh, brother, really? We really want to talk about Deadpool? Whatever. And that was the other one that we were talking about was Twisters. Uh, it's about damn time they put out that sequel. What is it, 30 years later? It's just not one tornado, it's two. It's like, I don't know. Need to go back and the Super Bowl halftime show was hot garbage. It's like watching a musical of Dodgeball the movie. It's like, really? If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. The Super Bowl halftime show was about as useful as a cock flavored lollipop. Fucking Jack running up, tacking my feet and running. Jack wants attention. Oh, God, here he goes. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, they had two streakers. One didn't make TV. That streaker, literally, as soon as security got close, he just laid down on the ground and put his hands behind his back. He gave up way too easy. He knew he was going to jail because he's getting criminal trespass. Two, he gets a lifetime ban from Allegiant Stadium. Well, which isn't entirely a loss, but yeah, he's half a streaker. So they can't really get him for indecent exposure. All they can get him on is criminal trespass. I'm going to run out onto the field with my pants on. I'm going to make a statement. No, you just didn't want the audience to see your little dick. This cat. Oh. Be right back. All right, sorry about that. Had to shut the door and kind of boot him out. He's just being a little terror. But yeah, you think a streaker at the Super Bowl, come on. Make it worthwhile. You know you're going to jail. At least do it right. I can't. What playoff game was it last year where the streaker came out and the freaking player just plastered the guy's ass? Just freaking just flat on full NFL tackled this poor some bitch. Everybody's sitting there just screaming and cheering. It's like, yep, that's what you get for messing with somebody who's 6'7", 300 plus. You're gonna get tackled. It's probably gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. No, that security this year, yes. That one NFL, I forget which one it was. It was a player that got him. It was Bobby Wagner in 2022. Yeah, the Rams, Bobby Wagner. I just had to look it up. Some reason I thought it was the Eagles, but it was the Rams. And we're sitting on lack of evidence. We might be getting into something though. Let's hope. Two of the Ram players. Still, that's what you get. What is that? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Is that Jasper? Yep, there's Jasper. Fucking bird. Huh. And Jasper be talkative. Yay. Does Jasper have friends? Quite possibly. And sounds like we're coming in. Or somebody. Might not be us. Yeah, it's not us. Did they just come in and leave? Please tell me they're going to investigate. Okay, this was the death paranormal team that came in. I think it was 3 of the 5 members were deaf, and the other 2 could hear but had trouble speaking. Yeah, so this might be interesting. Yeah, I'm actually fascinated by that. I hope they get evidence. Sounds like they're right by the recorder or walking near it. Sounds like they might just be sightseeing at this point. Hi ho, it's up the stairs they go. A lot of walking around, that's for sure. So yeah, it sounds like they just kind of came in and looked around. Didn't expect that. I expected at least a voice acknowledging them being in there. Boy, was I wrong. Huh. We might be onto a dead recorder. So them being deaf, how's that work? They rely on sight and touch. More of a deprivation type thing, I think. They rely more on their sight. Granted, they didn't bring it into 13 where we're analyzing, but I think it's was it night 3 or no night later on when when we're analyzing execution, they actually brought REM pods into execution. Yeah, let's just leave that there. The lights, I get it, but that squealing off the meter is like holy shit. Maybe something up there. This is what, 3 hours, 22 minutes, and we're not even 2 hours in of part one. uh, I'll be honest though, when I did a residential investigation here about 5 years ago, and the girl who asked me into her home, her roommate did not want me there. Uh, her roommate had lost her child a couple years previous, and she had a feeling that her son's spirit was there. Uh, One of these days, I'll play the audio. It's it's heartbreaking. But the girl who owned the house, her friends, she's a sign language interpreter. She asked if her friends could sit in and watch. And this is when I became fascinated with deaf people in the paranormal. There's no way to shy away from that. It's like, what senses are they using? And they're like, she asked me, Brent, can they sit in? Do you mind? And I was the assistant director of Sin City Paranormal. Our director was out of town. He goes, Brent, you decide on this one. It's like, you know what? I want a different perspective. We're going to let him. So I called up, I'm not going to say her name, call her Jay. I was like, Jay, let's let him be there. I'm actually interested in this. So we're there setting up, and they walk in, and they're thank you, sign language. They went to shake my hand. I'm like, no. Gave him a hug. It's like, this is your Jay's friend, and I'm trusting you to be here. So I'm watching them the whole night as I'm investigating, and they're just paying. They're in tune to the entire environment around them. It's like, this is interesting. And they were having personal experiences. So at the end of the night, I'm asking her to translate. What did they feel? And they're feeling static charge all around the house. They're seeing like shapes, and it's like, oh, excuse me. All right, I can understand a little bit now. I told them, thank you for being here. Gave them a hug. They left. We sat down with Jay and her roommate and another friend, and it's like, it's gonna take us about a week to go over this. When we get through analyzing, bring your friends back so they can sit in on this. We came back. You can see that The extrasensory, yes. And that's why I did it. We did the reveal, and the roommate's dead son came through on an EVP. Right as the roommate came home from work, she walked in right as it was playing. She immediately broke into tears and told us to get the fuck out of the house. And Jay was like, no, 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 this is my house. I invited them here because of the activity we've been having. We need answers. She goes, I told you I did not want them here for this sole reason. Granted, the spirit causing the activity was not the roommate's son, it was the deceased roommate who took his own life. Uh, when I walked into that house, I saw the guy as clear as you guys see me on camera. Jay was like, I walked in the house, I'm like, I just kind of went like that with an exhale. You can make me feel tiggles, charge me up. What's up, MDS? How you doing, bud? She's like, Brent, what's wrong? I'm like, he's here. I was like, she goes, what do you mean? I described the deceased roommate down to the shirt he was wearing. I mean, I said he has kind of the late 80s, early 90s skater cut, kind of blondish brown, blonde hair, dark brown streaks, kind of almost like a bowl skater cut, wearing a striped shirt. He had the part in the center. I said, he had, round eyes, not almond eyes. I described him like I think I said hazel blue eyes or some shit. TM, I'm getting to that. I was like, he was wearing a yellow striped shirt, like a yellow and black striped shirt or something like that. He had baggy jeans on, and all of a sudden, Jay broke into tears. I mean, she just went woman hysterical. You guys know what I mean by this. Emotional hysterics from a woman. She ran upstairs, grabbed a picture, came down, and she goes, is this what you just saw? So it looked like Corgi in person. I didn't say fat. Kidding. Uh, he was probably as skinny as me. She's like, oh my God, Brent. She goes, this is what you saw when you walked in the house. I said, yeah, he was standing right there in that doorway on the back side of the kitchen. She's like, that's where he died. I was like, what? She goes, that doorway is where he died. She goes, you described him down to the freaking hairline. I was like, what? She goes, look at the picture. This is what you just described. And I'm like, I think it was suicide. It was an overdose or suicide. I saw him as clear as you guys saw me. And it was like, she just started crying. She goes, oh my God. Then we did the investigation, of course. We got some evidence. I will do a show one day so you guys can hear the evidence. I just warn you, some of it is emotional. Not a lot of evidence, but it was tough, even for me as an investigator. When I described her roommate, and I don't have a recording of me describing him. We were just going in, getting ready to set up, and I walked in and I stopped, dead in my tracks. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be interesting. And the reveal took like 3 hours. When I do my preliminary investigation or my interview and walkthrough, I had 143 questions. You ran out of little Debbies, but ran out of midgets. Well, There's always the donkey in the backyard if you get lonely. It's some of the stuff in this field, if you do residentials, you get some very, very emotional moments. You can be the toughest guy in the world, but you're gonna break. I've broke down in tears on a couple investigations, just out of the blue. We were doing a cleansing for a lady. We were involved in the full cleansing of the house. Whatever energy was leaving the house passed straight through me, and I broke into tears. I ain't gonna lie, it scared me to death. And it's just like this is what we have to deal with when you take on residentials. Going to the prison, Goldfield Hotel, Mizpah, whatever. When you get into residentials and you have to be involved this intimately with your clients, changes everything. It's not for everybody. That's why a lot of teams, and I say it, they only do candy shops. They cannot handle the emotional swings. And they never will be able to. I want the ultimate ghost power. MDS, you couldn't even be Ghost Rider. Just saying. And that's just a motorcycle. Blowies without get blowies without get caught. Right? Or maybe they are not allowed in private homes because no one wants to be stalked. There's a security issue. We do complete confidentiality waivers from pictures, audio, video. Uh, if we find out certain things, we're not going to go squawking to the cops. We even have our own disclaimers for us. If we find out you did something like you killed somebody, yeah, we're going to the cops. If we find out you're dealing drugs out of your house, yeah, we're going to the cops. But beyond that, we don't go squawking. I've always asked of my clients, when we do the reveal for evidence, and I tell them right now, I do paranormal streams. Only thing I ask of you is you allow me to use the audio and audio only on my show so people can better understand what we do in residential investigations as opposed to normal investigations. 99.9% of the clients have said that's fine. Don't use video, don't use photos, and you can do it. I've only ever had one client say no, and we respect that. It's like we will never reveal anything outside of this investigation. The TV Ghost Hunters said they do not do private homes because they do not want to get complaints that they know who they talk to. But they still do them on air. All these paranormal shows have done residentials, and they've aired it. Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters, Destination Fear, when it was Destination Fear. They've all, Ghost Brothers, Holzer Files, they have all done residentials. Granted, there's a lot of legal loopholes they have to go through, but all you need is a basic waiver. So what we do is we sign it and the client signs it twice. They get a copy, we get a copy. We have to keep a copy for legal files, and we traditionally record either audio or video the interview so they can't come back and say we did something wrong. Ghosting your wife, personal time. Yeah, I wouldn't know. They do them private. They private, they say. They don't. Jack Osborne, they did Nevada State Prison. And they did a hell of a job with it. Uh, I will say all the Nevada State Prison investigations have been real. This is where you're going to hear me say where the TV shows are real for what they are. The investigations of Nevada State Prison were accurate. I say that because we've gotten the same evidence that they've gotten on the TV shows. We got the exact same evidence. So we know those parts of the show are authentic. That is evidence. That is true evidence. It's not TV, hooey. Destination Fear got David Blackwell in the execution chamber. We got David Blackwell outside the execution chamber. So, yeah. And Destination Fear, I even asked them what didn't make the show when I met them at Paracon here in Vegas 3 years ago. Chelsea and Dakota looked at me like, what? It's like, what didn't make the show? And I just smiled. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, what did you find that did not make the show? And I told them, I've investigated the prison before. What did you get that didn't make the show? And you see kind of, Chelsea got kind of quiet. And Dakota kind of looked and smiled and goes, a lot. It's like, yeah, I know. I said, I've investigated it. I know what's there. They're like, then why'd you ask? Because I wanted to see what you'd say. And I showed them a copy of all the evidence that I got, and they're sitting there reading, the first investigation. They're reading all this evidence, and they're going, what? You got all this? It's like, yeah. They're like, we know, we get it. It's like, that shows that they got a lot of the same evidence that I did. So a lot of it is residual. Just kind of makes you feel good that the TV shows are like, yeah, we're on the same page. So MDS, haven't seen you in a while, bud. How you been? Is there anything new and exciting in the world of MDS? Nope. Wow, that's new for you. Everything's good otherwise, though. Just been working. I feel you. It's been brutal. Preparing Nicki Minaj, getting ready for Carrie Underwood, and the next leg of Taylor Swift. So it's been busy. It has been really busy. We got about 5 minutes left, guys. bus driving, door dashing, and any other work. I wish I had time for a second job. After a 10-hour day, I'm just done. But yeah, if I had a reliable team right now, I'd get back into residentials. I said this year will be 16 years in the field. Come, I think, what is it, October 1st or some shit? And all these little bumps we did not get the year before. TM, like I was saying earlier, we do disclaimers. Uh, we offer full disclosure, which means we don't reveal shit, only to the client and to the team. Uh, or full disclosure is open for anything's open. No, I'm MDS. I wish. I'm trying to get the team back fully back together. They're wishy washy. But there's the three options. We reveal nothing. We can reveal audio, or we can reveal audio and video. 12-hour days, 365. But the paranormal doesn't pay. It's all free of charge. It's all free of charge. So you'd be working for free. Uh, I've only ever had one client say, use everything on the show. We're moving anyway. It doesn't matter. Full video in the house, full audio, anything you want, reveal it. Really? And we investigated this guy's house 4 times. He became a very good friend of the team until him and his wife moved to kind of Northern California, or Central Northern. Uh, Most clients, though, use all the audio. Only crazy people misuse it, yeah. And to this day, I don't go against the clients. If they say no, I don't play anything on this show. But there's only one that never said no. The rest of it, I'll bring up the audio on the show. I don't mind that. And you probably won't either. uh, just give me a second while this is playing. Uh, how much traffic and bird noises? A lot of these residentials, there wasn't much because they're in private neighborhoods, which was good. Like There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 there. Or the noise next door. Fortunately, we didn't have a lot of that either. Let me pause this real quick. I think this is one of the videos from the house. I'm going to show, this is some of the activity they had. Nobody's home at this point. Mind you, nobody is home. Yeah. Exactly, TM. This camera was mounted on the top of the partition wall. The dog's home, but this wall is 9 feet tall. This is a partition wall between the bedroom and the office. This camera was mounted to the wall. Now, let me see if this will minimize. You guys see right beneath the play bar, this thing hanging on the wall is a window shade. It's an antique. Let me let this play while I find this again, because I want to show you guys that this is where all the activity came from. Residential cases, AC. Do you still let the audio run? On those residentials, yes, we did. This is the door that was hanging beneath that camera. Do you still let the... Yes, it is running. I only paused it for that video. This is the door, or we thought it was a door. This is actually came out of a window from a it's the wooden window shutters, not necessarily shutters, window doors from a castle in I forget where it was. They actually showed me the paperwork on this. This actually came out of a castle. This was window coverings for a castle. This is where all the activity in the house came from. He paid $15,000 for this. He brought some bad vibes with that thing. You ain't bullshitting. After the investigation, after all 4 investigations, he got rid of it. He sold it. Now, he didn't get as much as he paid for it, but when it belongs in a museum, yes, it does. But After I did the reveal for him, between the investigation and the reveal, he sold it. I was like, the guy's name was Aaron. I'm okay saying this because I have permission. I was like, Aaron, I would have bought it from you. He goes, you wanted that. It's like, I would have bought it from you, Aaron. I'm a paranormal investigator. I want these haunted items. He goes, if I would have known that, I just would have fucking given it to you. Why didn't you say something? It's like, because you're a client, Aaron. I have that respect for you. He goes, I would have just given it to you had I known where it was going. It's like, wow, dude. He goes, I was like, you paid a lot of money for that. He goes, I only got a couple grand out of it. It's like, you paid 15, you got two. That's better than just giving it to me. He goes, at least I know it would go to a good home. The next person that whoever got that is going to have problems in their home. And I mean problems. There's a video of that door actually bumping. I have that video somewhere. It is fucking creepy. Uh, is this it? No. I have it somewhere. Huh. I have this somewhere. It would be nice if I find out who bought it. Yeah, it would. By all means, it would. That's the camera pushed. That's got to be it. It won't fucking get off the. If that'll minimize, you can see it, and it won't. Shit. But yeah, when we get done with the prison, we're gonna go back over this so I can show you guys because it's just wild. Like I said, after they moved, I lost touch with them. Uh, they were good people, and let me pause this because I want to show this video real quick before I end the show. Let me find it. Let this play while I find it. Uh, this is to this day is still one of my favorite pieces of evidence. Uh, where is it? Is this it? Nope, that's not it. That's not it. There it is. Now I've played this on the show. I've played this before. It's been a while. But watch. This is probably my best piece of residential evidence ever.
What's that? Somebody's coming on the roof. What's that?
Watch right in here, about knee height on the edge of the bed. Between Angela here on the right and me right here along the edge of the bed. Watch what happens.
What's that? What's that?
You see the little ball of light shoot right into my side. It's not a flashlight, TM. We're in pitch black. This is the Nest webcam or the Nest security camera. Look at my reaction. It's a split second.
What's that? What's that?
It felt like somebody just ran through me with something. You can see that little orb, and you rarely hear me give credit to orbs, literally shoots across the edge of the bed here and straight into me. So the experience on this residential was second to none. We all had experiences, but the fact he had the night vision security camera in there and we caught this was freaking great. We see the light glint on the floor. Light glint. Then how do you explain that shooting through me and me reacting? Yeah, the flash. That's what I'm talking about. That just real quick right into my side. And we actually got EVP evidence during this session, which we'll get to when we start going over it again. That was one of the wildest experiences I've ever had that wasn't negative. It's like, oh, what the freak was that? You know, you heard me say mark it. Immediately mark it. It was behind you on the floor. You saw the I can't explain that to this day. I've had numerous people look at that and it's like, whatever. I have not had anybody been able to debunk that. But anyways, we're going to leave that right here for the night, guys. I do truly thank you for being here for an hour and a half. I had to play old evidence so we could have evidence on the show tonight. TM, Moose, MDS, and anybody else lurking in the shadows. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Guys, have a great night. God bless, and I'll see you all tomorrow night. Thanks again.